Hi guys, here are some breakfasts we've tried recently. I wanted to get away from my regular porridge and this is what we tried. Prepping some breakfast, so I've got some spinach in there and some edamame. I'm going to boil these eggs, I'm going to do some potatoes and I'm going to slice up this salmon, and I think I'm just going to poach half of it now, which is also going to go into these bowls for a breakfast. This is a bit of a breakfast experiment. I mentioned in the grocery haul I was enjoying the protein bowls from Pret. They actually have a smoked salmon, but I found it a lot cheaper to get a big side of salmon, which I'm just going to poach and have it with poached salmon instead. I'm also going to put in with the edamame some avocado, but I think it takes seconds to scoop an avocado out of the shell and they're just going to go brown and not be so nice if I prep those now, so I'm going to just do those when we open these for breakfast. So I've sliced the salmon into 4. I'm going to cook these 2 big bits and then put half of each into the breakfast bowls, and I'm going to freeze the rest. And I'm just poaching it in this glass dish with a lemon that I've quartered. So these breakfast boxes are pretty much prepped now. I have done potatoes to go with them because although I like the idea of the protein box, I don't find that they are that filling and you do need something else. And then I'll add half an avocado to each one, and the boiled eggs are still on, so I'll just add those as we eat them as well. So it's the morning now and the eggs have cooled down, so is the salmon. I've put everything together into the boxes. I just put a bit of 7 spice onto the potatoes and this is ready to go. I think it's going to be a good breakfast. Today we're having spinach waffles. It's your usual waffle batter with spinach blitzed up into the milk part. Then you just cook it as usual in the waffle iron, and we serve these with poached eggs and a little bit of parmesan and pepper on the top. I'm just preparing a quiche for breakfast. It's going to be broccoli with a little bit of spring onion in it. Trevor made some pastry yesterday. I've just taken that out of the fridge and I've greased up the tray. It's also going to be cheddar, broccoli and cheddar, and I think I'll put a bit of mustard powder in it too. I put the pastry into the pie tin. I'm just going to blind bake it. It is really short, so I just have to do a little bit of patchwork on it, but it's going to be great when it comes out because it means it'll be super crumbly. I've got 100 mils of cream, 150 of whole milk and 3/4 of a teaspoon of mustard powder. I'm going to add 4 eggs into this too. Okay, so I've blind baked the crust and now I'm going to layer in some cheese. And I poured in the eggy mixture and I'm just putting a bit more cheese on the top. And this is the quiche out of the oven and ready to go. This morning for breakfast I've got another recipe that I had saved. It's Turkish eggs. It's basically eggs cooked in spinach, and they've got a yogurt dressing on them, which is garlic, lemon juice, lemon zest as well. And there's also a butter recipe for chili butter, but I'm just going to put the paprika into here and put some 7 spice over it rather than dirtying up another pan, because breakfast recipes, you don't want loads of dishes. So I'll put the 7 spice over the eggs after to give it that chilli effect. So it requires 260 grams of spinach, which is actually this whole bag and pan. I've just got to wilt that down. It does wilt down to very little though. So I've just squeezed the excess liquid out of the spinach, and it's an even smaller amount of spinach now. You put that drained spinach back into the pan with some oil and loosely 4 holes to crack the eggs into. I think it might be difficult to get this out of the pan. But I'm just going to cook the eggs through and we'll deal with that later. I was at a blogging conference recently and this salt was in the goodie bag, so I'm going to season with that. Give it a go. I've got some coffee on, and this is the eggs. In hindsight, that probably wasn't the best pan to do them in, but they do look tasty. Let's give it a go. This morning for breakfast I am doing wraps with a kind of a little bit of a salsa, I guess. I've got some spring onions there, some mixed tomatoes, and it's going to have avocado and lettuce in it. It's going to go into these mini wraps, and that's the scrambled eggs there. So I've got avocados and salsa eggs. So I ended up with quite a lot of filling, so I decided to do them open. Another variation on this was with the tamagoyaki styled egg. That's like an egg rolled in the frying pan, but it wasn't that filling. And we also tried cottage cheese with radish, cucumber and a boiled egg. That was one that I think I saw on Instagram or Pinterest, and it looked really pretty, but it also wasn't very filling. Let me know what your favourite breakfast is, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.